Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I am kind of excited to make that video today because it has been a while since I haven't shown up on YouTube. Yeah, I had to take some time off during the holiday just to reset and take care of myself. Today we are gonna do a little chit chat repot chill time, just to begin the year with cool and chill vibes. I just wanted to tell you really quickly that it almost has been a year since I'm on YouTube, and yes, we can cheer up for ourselves. I'm very happy about that, and just excited for this new year. And what I would say for this year-long experience is that I am very grateful for all the people who watch my YouTube videos. I know that I'm not the best, but I just started as a little hobby and making some videos of my hobby, and now it has been a year. Yes, so I'm very happy about that, and thank you all for the support you gave me for this year. I know that we are not a big community, but I'm very grateful for what I have and for all the people that commenting, liking, and just watching my videos, and helping me to enjoy my hobby a little bit more. So yeah, thank you. So welcome back to our little setup. Yes, nothing has changed. We are still on this little ground situation. Today's chit chat is gonna be about struggles and overwhelming moments in the houseplants community / hobby. It has been a while since I wanted to talk about that because of my own experiences, and because I have been enjoying and watching the houseplant community and hobby for a long time now. Like, it has been years now, so I guess I have seen how it's going, and lately I have been thinking about how it's gonna be in the future, how we are gonna be able to keep up with this hobby, moving into the society that we live on. So yeah, it's not gonna be a political video. It's just that I have my own thoughts about my own experiences and my own struggles, and I will also be very happy if you share your own experiences in the comments below this video, so we can reflect and share and be in a safe place around that. So the context of this repotting / chit chat video is that during the winter I got overwhelmed, because what happened is that first it got really cold where I live in Paris, and for a quite long period of time, and really humid cold, And the thing is that for the holidays I was not at home. I was in the south of France, so I didn't turn up the heat while I was gone, which is obvious because I don't want to pay 2 or 3 weeks of electricity when I'm not home. And of course my children, my turtle and my tortoises, are in a setup where they have their own lamp, warming lamp, and all of that, so they are gonna be fine either I'm warming my home or not, so they were fine, but my plants were not. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that a lot of my plants are in a struggling situation. Here is one example. Just behind me here is another example of that, and the worst of the worst, I'm laughing, but inside I'm very upset and frustrated. But yeah, this is the state of my what is it, my god, of my luxuriance. It's not dead because it has roots and they're green, and the trunk is healthy, but yeah, the leaves, they did not like the cold weather, and I don't know. So yeah, I'm really upset and frustrated, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about overwhelming moments and struggles of this kind of hobby. Today I'm not going to be able to handle all of this situation and handle my luxurians and my philodendrons and all of that, because like mentally I can't I can't take a decision whether I am cutting out of the leaves on my luxurians, whether I'm repotting it, whether I'm chopping off all of my plants. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So right now it's not at a critic stage, like we are not technically losing plants, the roots are still fine. I still have some life in those plants, so I'm not gonna take the decision right now. That's not gonna be the subject for today's video. Today I'm gonna repot my what is it? Carnivorous plant. I forgot the name. It has been a really long time since she needed a repot, so I'm gonna give her that. And I'm also gonna repot this propagation. This is a type of philodendron that I came back with while I was in Brazil during my trip to Brazil. It has a lot of cool and white roots, so it's good. And last but not least, I'm gonna repot my Anthurium veitchii, which is still a baby and starting to suffer from this coldness situation. And I never saw the roots since I got it, so it is time. Yeah, so basically I have been seeing a lot of people talking about being overwhelmed with the houseplant hobby and just having too much plants. If I compare myself to a lot of plant lovers that I watch on YouTube, I do not have the same amount of plants. Like I have like maybe 10% of the kind of collection some people have, so I am very far from this situation. But still I am overwhelmed. It's not that I am overwhelmed by the amount of plants yet. I will say I have like between 30 to 40 plants, I think. I don't know, I didn't count. But it's just that the state of my plants, the state of the actual plant that I own stress me when it's not going well. I just showed you 3 of my plants that are struggling and that are dying, and I'm already frustrated, and I'm already like saying to myself that I do not do good with plants. And sometimes I feel like it shows on my plants, and some of my plants are not growing and they're growing slow, and things like that. And one of the realization that I had lately is that I was showing pictures to one of my friends slash colleague, like workplace colleague. I was showing to her pictures of a cool Instagram plant lover that has a really nice collection. All of their plants are pretty majestic, and all of their plants are like bushes of paradise plants, I don't know, and no yellow leaves and no dead plant, and no all of the pots are always pretty, and yeah, everything is perfect. And I'm like yeah, I'm kind of jealous because my plants are not perfect, and I have yellow leaves, and I have this and that and this and that, and my plants don't grow. And yeah, and with the cold I am losing my luxurians, which cost me a lot. And she said to me, girl, the picture you just showed me, that's how I think your plants are. That's what I see when I see your videos. And I'm like, it's not. It just pushed me into perspective and point of view. And of course she's not into plants, so she's gonna think that my houseplant collection is perfect, but it's not. And yeah, I had this realization. As you can see, well, my Anthurium veitchii has nice roots, So I will say that these roots are telling me that she's fine. I will say that the state of this leaf, the biggest leaf, is because of the coldness. I'm not really stressed about her, but I am gonna upsize her pot because she was in this tiny pot, and I think it's time for her to have a bigger pot. So I will say that the first struggle for me in the plant community is the frustration of not being perfect, and I think it's been amplified with me putting my hobby on YouTube, you know. And on the other side, I was thinking about where I am now in my houseplant hobby and where I want to go, because one of the biggest, problem, of this hobby has always been like buying too much plants and always trying to buy new plants, and the overconsumption of the hobby is kind of not great. And more when you think about the state of the society right now and how we are going into a financial and economical crisis. So having like these urges and these wantings, desires of buying more and more plants, and expensive plants, I was thinking about that as, yeah, how to enjoy the hobby without always buying more plants, question mark. And if we buy more plants, how to make it ecologically responsible, how to be a good person and how to take care of the planet without losing hobby. Because of course one of the easiest solution would be to not buy more plants and to not have this kind of hobby, because yeah, if we think about that, the water, the electricity of LED lights and all of that, this is not a great way of consuming life and consuming in general. But if we want to keep the hobby and say like, okay, I will use this water and electricity for my hobby, but everything else, how can I be more responsible, And that's why I'm always like, when I buy some new plants, I'm always trying to buy locally, and if I can't buy locally, at least buy from a European seller. And I'm making efforts, and sometimes it's frustrating because story time, one time I was buying a luxurious paps off Etsy, and the seller was supposedly English from the UK. At least that's how they were presenting themselves on Etsy. And so I trusted them, I was like, hey, interim pap from the UK at a fair price. Like, okay, it's expensive, but the price is fair. And I ordered it, and then it never arrived. So I was kind of curious about, following the package and, calling UPS and calling this and that to know where my plant was. And it was actually coming from Thailand, and it was still in Thailand. Like, it never came in France, never came in my letterbox, nothing. And I never saw my interim pack. Of course, after that I contacted the Etsy administrator, and they gave me my money back. But yeah, I was mad because I was trying to do a good thing by buying some plants locally, and having interior spa sellers here in France or in Europe. It's pretty rare. There is not a lot of people that own that many rare plants, and if they own it, they don't want to sell it, or the price is like astronomical. So when you can find a interim path from the UK, you jump on it, So yeah, at the end I was kind of mad because the plant never arrives, yes, but also because the plant seller was originally selling from Thailand and not from the UK. So all of my efforts to not buy from far away was spoiled. So yeah, that's how we're gonna keep this Ethereum from now. I think I'm gonna put her in the warmest place of my apartment and also put a plastic bag on her just to increase the temperature and to increase the humidity level, because I know that she loves humidity, and in my greenhouse with the coldness there is not a lot of great humidity for my plants. So I guess that's also why she has those you know, brownish weird leaves. But I think she's gonna be okay when you see the states of her roots. Also, what I can say about anthuriums with a little bit of the experience that I have is that I don't own a lot of anthuriums, but the anthuriums that I own, they don't love at all. They hate when they overgrown their pots. So this one was kind of, you know, overgrowing her pots. And my Anthurium luxurians, which is in a bad state right now, also have roots touching the bottom of the pot. So maybe that's not only the cold, and maybe that's also because they do hate overgrowing their pots. So after all of that, and if I try to reflect on how I, you know, consume my houseplant hobby, I don't buy a lot of plants. The only time that I bought a little bit more plants was last year. I guess I bought like 2 or 3 more plants that I normally buy in a year, so I guess it's okay. And of course, when I see some plants online, I want to buy them, but I don't know, I'm gonna try to find other ways to, you know, buy locally and, you know, buy respectfully, and I don't know, trying to find ways to be better, like, you know, maybe buying more off of Facebook groups. I do watch some of these groups on Facebook that sells plants and kind of rare-ish houseplants, but I never buy from them just because, you know, the payment mechanism is not secured enough for me. And of course, buying from local plant stores will be an option, since now more and more Parisian local plant shops sells rare plants. So yeah, it's not going to be a big problem to find some of my wishlist plants in plant shops. The only thing is that plants are usually a little bit more pricey and expensive when I buy from these plant shops, comparing it to what I can find on Etsy or other websites, you know. Please feel free to tell me in the comment section if you have like some better option to buy plants online, or, you know, in Facebook groups, or I don't know, other websites. Mind you that I am located in Paris, so here there is not a lot of, you know, plant fairs and things like that, plant workshops. From what I can see online, it's more in the US or in Canada, and here in France there is not a lot of them. So I try to find some, but yeah, if you have other cool and ecological options, feel free to tell me and I will check that. So now we're going to do the repot of my carnivorous plants. I'm really upset that I forgot the name. I know that it's a long ass name, so I'm not gonna remember it. This is really heavy. I have like water in the bottom of the pot, and I can already feel that I will have a lot of roots, and maybe like some rotted roots, because as you know now, I am the queen of having root rot. So okay, great. This is the root ball that I had when I repotted it like what, 2 years ago. So all of that is really like moldy and wet soil. 2 years ago when I repotted my plants, I didn't make a great choice choosing my substrate. So because this is like pure soil, like there is no like sphagnum moss, nothing in it. This is really dense and wet and I don't like it. You know, this is actually 3 different plants, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do, because you know, this kind of plants you cannot cut it and grow roots out of the stem. The thing I'm really worried about now is that the entire root ball is rotted and really black and mushy. I don't really know what to do with that. Okay, so my camera died. I prepared my plant a little bit more. I chopped off this stem and also chopped off some leaves and some things going on, just because, you know, it can have a little bit more energy to focus on new leaves and new roots. And this is what we are left with. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a quite small root ball for all of those leaves. So what I am tempted to do is to reuse the same pots, since I don't have a lot of roots, so I can put it in the same cute, you know, green pots as before. And also it's soon gonna be springtime, so I am really excited about what I'm gonna be able to plant in my garden and what I'm gonna be able to grow this summer and this spring. So I have a lot of cool things in mind of what I'm gonna be able to do and show you. I was also thinking about making like cooking videos and how I, you know, enjoy the things that I can grow in my gardens, you know. I don't know, things like that. I was also thinking about doing a houseplant tour, because I did one almost a year ago, and now I realized that I have a little bit more plants than before, and you know, just show you the before and after of, you know, my new setups and all of my new plants in general. So I think I'm done with this planting, repotting session. We have this cool philodendron, we have the rescuing of my Anthurium veitchii, and of course my carnivorous plants that you just saw. It was really important for me to talk about, you know, these kind of struggles in the houseplant hobby, because this is what I am experiencing right now, and I felt like it prevented me to enjoy my hobby. And now that, you know, I have ideas to how to improve this hobby and how to improve my conception of just, you know, houseplants in general. Now it's starting to, you know, make a little bit more sense to me, and you know, I'm just being a little bit more truthful to myself and, you know, just being real with myself. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really nice to, you know, just enjoying some chill time, repotting my plants and, you know, taking care of my plants, because lately I have been overwhelmed with my, you know, my houseplants hobby, and I just wanted to talk to you about what I think all the problems of this kind of hobby. And if you also have some, you know, struggles or overwhelming moments with this kind of hobby, you are of course free to, you know, commenting on this video and, you know, share your experience. I would love to read about that, and you know, just as a community, you know, be open about those effects of houseplants hobby too. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe it would help me a lot, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.